Hi everyone. So have you ever wondered what is a silent E syllable and when is it a unit syllable? And some people are probably like, who cares? Well, it doesn't matter. But it really does matter, because if you're struggling reading or maybe even spelling a word, then silent E syllables, when the E jumps over and makes the vowel long, then you know it will always be long. But unit syllables, their vowels change. They can say, for the I-N-E, it can say different sounds, the A-G-E, the A-T-E, I-T-E, whatever. But they do change sounds. And so if you can identify if it's going to be a silent E syllable, you can know how to pronounce it right away or practice pronouncing it as a unit syllable. So we're gonna go ahead and go in and practice here. So right here, for instance, we have, this is, you know right off the bat that that is a silent E syllable because it's a one syllable word. See how that E is going to jump over and affect the A, and it's going to make it long. So you always know if it's in a one syllable word, you never have to guess, is this a unit syllable? Okay, because it will always be a silent E syllable because it's a one syllable word. So this says lace. Same with here, this is a silent E syllable, so it says pace. This is a silent E syllable and it's a one syllable word, so it says race. But look at this word. This is a multi-syllable word, and that's where your unit syllables come into play. So in a multi-syllable word, this looks like maybe this could be a unit syllable, but look, we have prefixes in front of it. And so if you are identifying a prefix, then you know that this is going to be a silent E syllable. So this is re-brace, okay? So, but this is a silent, this looks like it could be a silent E syllable, but look, there is no prefix right here. So we would use this, and immediately when you see no prefix, then you want to put that one as a unit syllable first and practice to see what the sounds is. ACE could say ace, it could say is. So let's say is first, and we're gonna say solace. So I would practice it as is first before you say solace, okay? So same with here, you don't see a prefix here, so this is, I would use this as a unit syllable, and so that will change, and it says palace. This right here, this is this looks like it's just face, surface, but it's not. This is a unit syllable, and it says surface, okay? Now this looks, see, it could be confusing. Why does this say face but this says face? Because this is a compound word. This is not a compound word. So way, you would spell way as you would typically all by itself, and you spell face all by itself, and it's read the exact same way. So this is way face, okay? So now let's look at the AGE. Now, in a one syllable word, AGE says age. The E is going to jump over and make that A long. So that will always be A when it's a silent E syllable. But when it's in a multi-syllable word, it says ige, and when it's French, it could say age. So when it's in the English, so I would read, if you hear ige at the end of a multi-syllable word, you want to spell it AGE. And when you're reading the English language, I would always read first ige and then go to age if it's not reading right. So look at this word. So no prefix right here. So you're going to read this as a unit syllable. So this says corsage. But what is that? I've never heard of that. So let's switch it to French. And this says corsage, which is flowers that a woman wears. They used to just wear them on the back of their dresses, but now it's moved to their hands or up here. I used to wear them at formal dances in high school, which I've never had a corsage since, but I know some mothers get them for Mother's Day. Look at this one. This one you cannot see a prefix. So I would read this as a unit syllable. So this says cartilage, okay? Same with this one, no prefix. So you read it as a unit syllable. usage. Also, look, you have yard right here. So a lot of times these unit syllables, they will act as suffixes, and that's what's happening in this one, but it's still reading as age. So this says yardage, okay? But this is all by itself. It is a one-syllable word. That A will be long, so you know that this is going to be age. It's a silent E syllable. All right, so now we have INE, and now INEs can say in, ein, or een. Now if it's saying een, it's not coming from the English language, but we have lots of words that doesn't come from our English language, but you can play with the words so you can get the correct pronunciation from it. So let's practice with this one. So this is not a prefix, so we know this is going to be a unit syllable. So we're going to say praline, no. Praline, no. How about praline? Okay, so that's praline is the correct pronunciation. No, in this word, no prefix. So let's read this as a unit syllable. This says doctrine. Okay, we know doctrine is its real word, so we're going to leave it at that. Oh, one syllable word. So right off the bat, we know that I is going to be I. E is going to jump over and make this I long. So this says wine. Same with here, fine. It's a one syllable word. Now look at this one. This word is in a multi-syllable word. So I would read this as a unit syllable. So this says aidine. Or it said, actually, it could also be aidin. I've heard it both ways. Now look at this one. This looks like it could be a unit syllable, but it's not because you have a prefix here. In means not or into. So this will read as a silent E syllable. So you know that, you don't even have to guess. That will be an I, incline. So no prefix, so you know that this is a unit syllable. So this says gamine. Or you could say gamin or gamine, but the reading on that one is gamine. So you have a multi-syllable word here, but this is a compound word. So you know right here, this is going to be a silent E syllable because compound words, you spell them exactly how you would spell them if they're all by itself. So this says airline. That's long I. So look at this word. This is a prefix. So you know that this is going to be a silent E syllable. So this says excite. There's no prefixes here. Or this, maybe you could look at this as a prefix, but this isn't. So I would read this as a unit syllable. It says cobaltite. Okay? Same here. This looks like maybe it's a prefix, but we have stuff in the middle here. So I would read this as a unit syllable, inocyte. So I would read this as inocyte. Same with here, no prefixes, so read this as a unit syllable. Satellite, how about trisatellite? This is a fun word. This says, I would read no prefixes here, so I would read this as a unit syllable. Perquisite. Now, I think this is kind of fun because if you've heard of a perk, I think that perk came from this word. And because they have the same meaning. So anyways, a perk means that, let's say you have a job that you've maybe been in upper management, you worked your way up and you get perks with that job. So anyways, kind of fun. Now the ITE right here, this is a one syllable word. That E is going to affect that I. It's going to be long. You don't have to guess. It's going to say kite. Now, this is not a prefix, so read this one as a unit syllable. Okay, so petite, never heard of that. Petite, okay, it's not doing that, so read it as a word that doesn't come from our language, petite, okay? Okay, so this one right here, you know it's a one syllable word, so that is going to be a silent E syllable. This E is going to affect that I, and it's going to be long. So this says blight, no guessing here, silent E. So this one could be tricky because this could look like a prefix, but then you have this in the middle, this could be Greek. So it says augmentite, or you could say augmentit. So whatever until you figure out the word. Now this E right here, you would look at that and say, oh, there we are. You would look at that and say, oh, this is a prefix because this fits into the X family. So you could think that this is a silent E syllable. So let's just read it as a silent E syllable. E light. Well, that is not a real word. So you know that this is going to be a unit syllable. So let's try E lit. That's not word. So now let's take it out of our language and say elite. Okay, so that's what that word says. Elite means the best. So now this is a Greek word and we can't see any prefixes here, so we're going to read this as a unit syllable. So this word says calcocite, okay? And this is going to read as ITE. Now ATE says it, or it says eight when it is a unit syllable. But when it is a silent E syllable, it will say eight. So this E is going to jump over and affect this vowel right here, and it will say eight. So this says eight, hate. This is a silent E syllable. Silent E syllable is going to jump over and make that say its long sound, fate. Now this one looks like it could be a unit syllable, but look, you have a prefix here. So we know that this is going to be a silent E syllable, and this says by state. So no prefix here, so I would read this as a unit syllable, and I would start it, when I'm reading it as a unit syllable, I typically would start it as an it. So let's do that, senate. Okay, so that's its real word, so we can stop there. Now look at this one. This is no prefix, so delate, or we could say delit until we find the real word. Delate is the real word on that. Silent E, it's going to be A, so it says Kate. Silent E, so that's going to be an A, so gate. These ones are really easy. But look at this one. These are also really easy. When you don't see them as I and E or unit syllables, these are really easy to pick out your silent E syllables in a multi-syllable word. This is desire, okay? This is a silent E syllable right here. Inquire, silent E syllable. This is going to jump over and make this long. Now you might look at that and say, oh, she misspelled that. It should be inquire. But this is British English, and then this would be American English. Both are correct, but when you're spelling it in the English language, really I would use the in, but I thought that was kind of fun for you to know, because if you see that spelt like that, it's not incorrect. Okay, so also compete, silent E syllable. Now when you're doing an eat at the end of, just in a one syllable word, this is how you would spell the eat, either with a double E or E, whoops, I'm not writing this very well, E-A-T. So we could, or you could do beat. So see, those are homophones. But when it's at the end of a multi-syllable word, the best way to spell eat is with a silent E syllable. When you're in a one syllable word, you would spell it with a vowel team. Most likely, not always. But if you're going to have to guess, one syllable words, guess a vowel team, and in a multi-syllable word, if you want the E sound, then you would want to spell it with a silent E syllable. Now look, we have, you can't see a prefix here, so we have a unit syllable here. This says, now let's try ignite, never heard of that, try ignite, okay? And one syllable word, we know right here that this is going to be a silent E, so we know that this A is going to be long, and it says bait. All right, I hope that really helped you to understand silent unit syllables and silent E syllables a little bit better. I know we've gone over in another lesson, but it's really important for you to understand and find and figure out your different syllables. So good luck with everything, and we'll see you in the next lesson.